Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have something from Saucony. Let's open up the box and see what we got. Because these are their new Peregrine 12. And look at this color. I mean, listen, if you wanna scream, attention, look at me. This is the color you should get. Honestly, I love it. Kind of reminds me of La Sportiva. But overall, I do love these. Excellent comfort level, excellent outsole, very good traction and stability, decent lacing system, overall lightweight, overall very happy with this trail running shoe. But if you have time to watch the whole review, I definitely recommend you watch the whole thing because I'm gonna get into very much of the details. So if you really are considering buying these, which are currently $130 on Amazon, the link is in the description below. If you are planning to buy, please consider using that link because it will give me some affiliate money. That's the way to say thank you for the review. But if you have time, let's get into the review without any more hesitation. As some of you already know, this review specifically for my Ultimate Survival boots. Yes, I know, I probably should just start an Ultimate Survival shoes section. Honestly, it's all the same. Ultimate Survival, whatever you're wearing on your feet, right? If this wasn't just your regular trail running shoe, but something bad happened, and maybe you were already wearing them, or maybe you just put them on and left the house, and now you had to, well, run, climb, fight, I don't know, sleep in these without taking them off for days, weeks, months, whatever. Would they be good for your survival? Would they contribute to your survival, or would they get you killed? How do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, of course, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run non-stop, and then a 5-mile walk non-stop, no pauses in between, and then I continue wearing the shoes for the rest of the day, so the total wear time is about 8 hours. And like I said, I love the comfort level of these shoes. There are a few factors contribute to that comfort level. Let's start with the first one, the weight. And I do have my scales over here. This is size 10, and size 10 is, as usual, I'm gonna attempt to guess first. I would say about 11.3. All right, let's find out if I'm correct. Wow, 9.9, actually low, way lower, honestly, 2 ounces lower. I was 2 ounces off. Wow, 9.9, excellent weight. Now, to give you the reference numbers, usually I say if you are looking for something lightweight overall, you want to find something under 20 ounce. Yes, per foot, per shoe, under 20 ounce. And that usually applies to boots, okay? Overall, under 20 ounce would be more or less lightweight. Anything over 20 ounce, that's where you get into the heavyweight category. This is half of that, 9.9, fantastic weight, even considering that this is a shoe. There are a few other things that contribute to the comfort level. Flexibility of the outsole, check this out. Very flexible, quite a few different creasing locations, and all of these creasing locations, they have no pressure points at the very top over here. This is all very soft, so whenever you're running, if you're running properly with just your tippy toes, perfect, absolutely perfect. Now there's another thing that contributes to the comfort level, of course, is the inner sole. Let me take this out and show you. Check this out, look at this inner sole. First of all, it has plenty of cushioning. Much better cushioning, I would say, compared to pretty much anything else out there. Usually you just get a really thin, stupid foam freaking inner sole, and there is barely any cushioning. Here it's not the case. Here you actually do have very nice amount of cushioning. And then look at that. You have a heel bed, you have arch support. Honestly, I would say this is probably one of the best inner soles that I have seen in a trail running shoe. Great job, Saucony, nailed it. Once you take this out, you have the midsole, and midsole is not too tough either. So you do have plenty of impact protection. Excellent job, Saucony. Now, whenever it comes to the padding, you don't really have much padding in the tongue. It's very thin. As you can see, there's pretty much no padding. There's a little bit of this floppiness. going on here, as you can see inside of the shoe. I don't know what was the point of that. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Honestly, I'm not a fan of it. It doesn't really add anything to the shoe, but whatever, it's just part of the design. It doesn't take away from anything either, so no big deal. There is some padding in the shaft, some padding in the heel, and when you go to the front of the toe box, it just goes straight into that harder kind of reinforcement here in the toe box. So very important to get this in the right size, which we will talk about the sizing later. Overall, on the comfort level, excellent job, Saucony. Definitely nailed it. All right, let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Now, proofing wise, these are now waterproof, which I don't mind at all. I don't care for waterproof shoes. Kind of pointless in my opinion, because there is really not much clearance, no decent clearance for the waterproofing. Protection wise, you do have decent amount of protection from the bottom. As you can see, this is great quality rubber, very good for traction and stability, but also decent for protection. All right, you do have a little bit of extension here at the front, gives you decent amount of protection, and as you can see, there's sort of this kind of a reinforcement at the very front, going about this much. As you can see, that is definitely adds some reinforcement to the toe box. Helpful when you're running on, for example, rocky road. Obviously, no protection in the shaft, and the heel is nicely reinforced. Very, very nicely reinforced. Honestly, I wish that this kind of reinforcement that is used on the heel was used also on the toe box, and maybe even a little bit higher up. Just my kind of suggestion to Saucony. I think that would be nice. And another thing that would be nice is some padding at the very front of the toe box from the inside. All right, that's just my personal opinion. But let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality in the design features. Now, quality wise, if you have not heard of Saucony brand, I have reviewed quite a few trail running shoes from them, and they have been excellent so far overall. Excellent. Just great brand. And you can also judge by some Amazon reviews, which, like I said, the link is in the description below. Check it out. Currently on these there are over 50 reviews. Not a lot, but these are newer. Keep that in mind. So the review number will grow, but almost 5 stars, over 50 positive reviews. So they are doing pretty good. I'm sure people will continue liking them and leaving positive reviews on Amazon. But overall, Saucony brand is pretty good in my opinion. In my experience, they have been good so far. Now, whenever it comes to design features, I talk about the lacing system here. Here, as you can see, it's very basic, flat, thin strings. Not my favorite, but they do the job just fine. As you can see, there are 4 pairs of, they're all closed hooks, 5 pairs of closed hooks, but there's an additional 6th one if you want to get a little bit higher up. And also these are kind of a fabric hooks, which these strings slide through very easily without any problem. So lacing system, nothing special, but it's designed to save weight, so I am fine with that. Let's move on to the criteria number 4, traction and stability. Now, in order to test the outsole traction and stability, whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces with tarmac, some older asphalt, some sand, dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, concrete, marble tile, rubber, and even the rock wall. Yes, I tested on everything. And this outsole is fantastic. It's really as good for the most part as it can be. All right, it's very grippy. It's overall it's very flat, but at the same time very aggressive. I mean, these grooves are super sharp, super aggressive. So whenever you're running on slippery surfaces like wet grass, for example, this actually bites into it and gives you excellent amount of traction. Overall, very, very good outsole. I mean, Saucony just nails their outsoles. They know what they're doing whenever it comes to the trail running shoes. This is the outsole that you want on the trail. This is just fantastic. Overall, pretty good. Let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature. Excellent in the hot weather, very nice, very breathable. Not even gonna mention cold weather, absolutely pointless. There's no insulation, there's no waterproofing. But in the hot weather, nice and breathable. Speaking of the criteria number 6, really quickly, the sizing. They do run true to the size. in my experience, have not had any problems with sizing with Saucony in general so far. But keep in mind, like I said, the toe box at the very front is hard, so you don't want to end up with a size that is too small for you, where your toe is actually touching the front of the toe box, because if you do, you're going to end up fatiguing yourself. The toe is going to hurt after some time running or walking, hiking, whatever you're doing in the shoe. So make sure to get them in the right size. Let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So if this really was your ultimate survival shoe, would this be good? Well, if you're a runner, if your survival situation is going to be running, just you're as lightweight as you can be, you put on a very, very small backpack, runner's backpack, and you leave the house, and now you just run until you get to the safety. This is excellent. Honestly, this would probably be one of my top 10 choices as a trail running shoe if my survival strategy was just putting something lightweight and just taking off and running for as far as I can get, as long as I can go. This would be one of my choices. It's lightweight, it's comfortable, excellent outsole. I mean, just fantastic. And by the way, if you don't like the color, there are plenty of colors available right now on Amazon. I think there are like 5 different colors. There's like orange, blue. They're all bright colors, but there is just black, just whole thing black. So if you do want a little bit subtle colors, they do have the variety of options available. And the very last criterion here that I want to mention is criteria number 8, the price. Like I said, $130 currently on Amazon. Yes, it is definitely on the pricier side. I understand it because it's brand new shoe, recently on the market, new model. It's always going to be a little bit on the pricier side. Give it, if you want to save some money, give it a few months and the price probably most likely will go down. I don't guarantee nothing, but usually that's the case. New model comes up, the old model goes a little bit down. $130, there's a lot of competition in this price range. There's some great shoes from Salomon, from La Sportiva, from Merrell, from Jack Wolfskin. Yes, there's plenty of competition in that price range. So it's a little bit hard for Saucony to compete in that price range. But like I said, usually whenever they drop in price, when the newer model comes out, then it becomes like a good deal. So like I said, Amazon link is in the description below. Check it out. Maybe by now the price already are down. You never know. So check it out and you might be pleasantly surprised. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this shoe? What do you think about this review? If you have any suggestions for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I'll be happy to address them. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.